Amid the smokestacks and steel lines of early 20th century Berlin, one building stood not only for power, but for poetry. The NAG Factory, short for Nationale Automobilgesellschaft, was designed in 1914 by Peter Behrens, a pioneer of modern design. Though lesser known than his AEG turbine factory, this work pushed the industrial typology even further, refining a vision where form, function, and corporate identity merged into architectural art. By the early 20th century, Berlin had become a nexus of industrial innovation. Germany's rise as a technological power fueled massive factory construction, particularly in the automotive sector. The Nationale Automobilgesellschaft, a key player in Berlin's motor production, required more than just functional space. It needed a physical identity to embody speed, precision in the modern age. For this, they turned to Peter Behrens, a designer, architect, and visual philosopher already redefining corporate design with AEG. Commissioned in 1913 and completed just before World War I, the NAG Factory was more than a utilitarian shed. It was a prototype of the industrial campus, where production lines, logistics, and visual identity merged into one coherent whole. Behrens, who had already pioneered modern factory design with the AEG turbine hall, now had the chance to refine his approach, creating a building that would speak not only of efficiency, but of clarity, discipline, and dignity. At NAG, Behrens distilled industrial architecture to its essence. He believed that buildings should be direct, logical, and honest, where function dictated form, but beauty emerged from proportion and repetition. Modular geometry. The factory featured a repetitive grid of reinforced concrete or brick piers and large windows, emphasizing rhythm and efficiency. Glazed curtain walls. Long stretches of glazing maximized natural light, essential for assembly line precision and worker well-being, while also expressing the building's internal logic. Facade as branding. Without ornament, Behrens used structure and material to express identity. The building's silhouette became part of NAG's image, an early example of architecture as corporate signature. Machine aesthetic. Every part of the building, from the riveted joints to the exposed steel trusses, reflected Behrens' fascination with machinery, not just as tools, but as aesthetic objects. The NAG Factory's execution was as precise as its philosophy. Clarity of structure. Steel and brick worked in tandem. Clear spans allowed for flexible factory floors, while overhead glazing ensured even, functional daylight. Material honesty. No cladding, no classical illusion, just concrete, steel, and glass. Behrens elevated industrial materials into a language of architectural dignity. Functionalism embodied. The building accommodated all facets of automotive production, machining, assembly, storage, and testing, integrated into a seamless whole. Worker-centered planning. Open space, high ceilings, and ventilation reflected emerging ideas of industrial ergonomics and social reform. The NAG Factory may not have the fame of Behrens' AEG Hall, but its influence on modern architecture was profound. It laid the groundwork for modern corporate campuses. It influenced key Bauhaus figures like Gropius and Mies van der Rohe, both of whom worked under Behrens. It demonstrated that even industrial buildings could embody design ethics, spatial intelligence, and aesthetic clarity. Behrens once said, "We must think of the factory not as a shed, but as a monument to modern life." And in the quiet strength of the NAG Factory, that vision endures. In the NAG Factory, Behrens fused machine logic with architectural grace, a blueprint not just for industrial buildings, but for modern design itself. If this exploration of Peter Behrens' industrial masterpiece inspired you, subscribe to Space, Shape, and Scale for more journeys into the architecture that shaped our modern world, where steel, structure, and vision collide.